For our North Country history lesson, an old tradition of celebrating gay pride is returning to the area.
Emily Griffin tells us about tea dances.
June is celebrated nationally as Pride Month for members of the LGBTQ+ community. Nowadays, celebrations encourage visibility with bright rainbow colors, fun events, and crowds of people. But years ago, homosexuality was harshly judged and outlawed, so the gay community had other ways of coming together. One way was tea dances. In New York, these were popular on Long Island. Gay men would gather on Sunday afternoons and drink tea because until the mid-1960s, bars in New York would not sell alcohol to gay people. With further acceptance of different sexualities, tea dances fizzled out for a while, but are making a resurgence. There's one scheduled to be held this weekend for River Pride in Alexandria Bay. Steeped in history and celebration, the tea dance will be Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Boatyard at French Bay. Emily Griffin, 7 News.